Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. This is episode 618 of the Two Dumb Yinzers. Welcome back, everybody. This
Yeah,
is Friday morning, heading into the weekend, guys. Got a lot of stuff going on today. How you doing today, Mike?
I'm doing good, man. It's Steeler Friday. What more can you ask for?
You know,
We're one day closer to game day.
that's great and everything, but we have no 1 o'clock games this month, dude. It is two Sunday night games, a Monday night game, a 4 o'clock something game out in Vegas. Not one 1 o'clock game. That's rough, man.
It is. I don't like that. We'll persevere though.
Yeah, we're gonna make it. However, you get up and you look forward to your Steelers on Sunday,
I know.
waiting, waiting till Monday night is even more brutal. But as you said, we are gonna make it, guys. This is the season 5 of the NFL season. The Pittsburgh Steelers will be taking on the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday night. I can't wait to see this. I can't wait, Mike. Like
Me
we were
either.
saying, it's not just a big game. It is a big game, but you get that Steelers Cowboys rematch. It's
Hmm.
always going to be big. Um, maybe no other two teams in the league be bigger. Of course, a rivalry, the Steelers and the Ravens be the biggest, but just overall in the NFL with teams with the name value that they hold,
Hmm.
nothing compares quite to the Steelers and the Cowboys.
Yeah, this is a marquee matchup between two marquee franchises. Since 1990 or whenever you read the stats for the most wins, it's Pittsburgh and Dallas. Pittsburgh's the first team to win four Super Bowls. Then Dallas caught us. They got five, and we got five. The history of the NFL cannot be written without these two franchises, and a lot of memorable moments happened involving these two teams playing against each other. You know, Dallas is America's team only because Rooney said, "No, we're not America's team. We're the Pittsburgh Steelers." Now Dallas is the America's team when it really should be the Steelers. So this rivalry been going on since the '70s of who can win more Super Bowls, who can be that marquee franchise, the one that everyone identifies football with. And my God, when you think football, you think black and gold. You don't think whatever weird ass colors the Cowboys have. I can tell you that.
Speaking of that, I brought this up a couple of weeks ago. I remember watching a Cowboys game, and I asked you, and I asked another person, what exact color are those cowboy pants anyway? They
I
they
do
appear to
not
be
know.
silver, but then they appear to be blue, and then they
Hmm.
appear to be silverish blue. And there's times I'm looking at these pants, I'm literally looking at them. I'm looking directly at them, and I couldn't tell
Yeah,
you what color they are. It's such a
yeah.
weird, such a weird
I,
color. I don't know what that is.
I don't get it. Like Detroit Lions, you know what their colors are.
Yeah,
With their silver and gold. The Cowboys, you don't know what it is.
and I don't even listen. People from Pittsburgh don't even want to be America's team, and
No.
like the Rooney said, this is Pittsburgh, and you know what else? I found out Pittsburgh is more of a worldly. It's an international team.
Hmm.
You go far, you go wide. You're going to find Steeler fans in Europe, in Ireland, of course. You're going to find them in the Middle East. You're going to find them with people that are in the military. They tote the terrible towel around with them wherever they go.
Yeah.
You don't see this with the Cowboys. The way that
No.
the Pittsburgh Steelers travel and fill
Yeah.
every stadium, you don't see the Dallas Cowboys doing that. So let them be America's team because
Hmm.
at the end of the day, I think the proof is in the pudding. And the Steelers, I think if you want to put the term on that, I would say that they're America's team. But at the end of the day, we'll let them have it because you know what? Who cares? We don't want that.
They need something. They're still clinging on to those Super Bowls
All
from the
right.
'90s. You know, people like to make fun of the Steelers, like, "Oh, you guys haven't had any recent success, blah blah blah." But they all want to, heap praise upon the Cowboys. We've, won a Super Bowl more recently. They've had failures in the playoffs. We have, but ours is heightened because the expectations, not just in Pittsburgh, but in the national scope of things, Steelers are expected to be, the team. The Cowboys, people accept that they have up and downs. That's what happens when you are the king of the NFL.
I do want to say good morning to Jen on the board. Always great to see you, Jen. Welcome. It is Friday. It is a lot of Steeler talk because we are going into the big game on Sunday night against the
Oh,
Dallas Cowboys. And Jen also commented, she said, it's metallic silver, might as well be
glitter.
glitter. Yeah, I mean, come on. And like I said, I'm looking at it. You know how you always hear things like, people die and they see colors they never seen
Mhm.
before, and you're thinking, what does that even mean? What does that even mean?
The Cowboys uniform.
I've seen all the colors I can see. What does that mean? I'll see colors that I never seen. That's a good example because again, I
Mhm.
was staring right at these pants of the Cowboys and I couldn't identify the color of the pants. Sometimes they're blue, sometimes they're gray, sometimes they're silver, sometimes they're bluish silver.
Sometimes they're like white out of the blue. They're
Yeah, they do
white
wear them
somewhere.
white ones every once in a
Yeah.
while. But there you go. Pittsburgh Steelers, Dallas Cowboys, Sunday night football. I cannot wait. Last night there was a game on TV. It was between the Falcons and the Buccaneers. I think that this was a pretty wild game. And you know
Hmm.
what? Atlanta comes out and wins it in
Yeah.
overtime, 36-30 over Tampa Bay. I had Tampa Bay winning this one, but
Me
and
too.
Atlanta does pull it off. So
Yeah, that finally a Thursday night game that was a fun and exciting game to kick off the week. That game is normally a dud.
yeah,
Nice to see Mike Evans. It's like we said last time, man, putting together a quiet Hall of Fame career. People always forget about him, and two touchdowns again last night. Dude's a beast.
he's one of the best, one of the most quiet
Hmm.
wide receivers of our era because his numbers are up there with everybody, but you don't hear about guys like Mike Evans. You of course always hear Jamar Chase, Waddle, Jefferson. You go
Hmm.
down the list of the wide receivers that you always hear, but you look at the numbers. That gentleman is always up top, Mike, and I guarantee if you pull out all the numbers, he's up there with all the best.
Oh yeah, and he's every year he's been in the league since 2014, 1,000 yards receiving. And like this is doing it with like Jameis Winston and a bunch of other not marquee quarterbacks. He had what Brady for a year or two. Now he has Baker, but he did a lot of that with guys that are borderline starters. This guy is a Hall of Famer.
Absolutely. I would have loved to have Mike Evans a couple of
Oh,
times over the years. He popped up and said, this is a possibility for somebody that the
mm-hmm.
Steelers could get. Never happened, but would
Ever.
have been great. Mike, let me get into the injury report.
Yes.
The latest injury report that I have, this is for the practices yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so here's what we have. Now, this is reading Russell Wilson is limited. He had limited practice yesterday. And I also have a report that Russell Wilson is back to practicing full speed. However, when he will get back to the actual playing is it's a whole other question. So we're just going to leave Russell Wilson there for a moment, move on. Jalen Warren, he did not practice, of course, with his knee. He will not
Mm-hmm.
be playing on Sunday. That's a big one. Jeremiah Moon with his ankle, he had full practice. So I think we're going to be seeing a little bit more of Jeremiah Moon, especially with the injury to Herbig. Um, Nick Herbig did not practice. He had limited practice on yesterday. He didn't practice all the way up until yesterday. So again, this could be all the more reason that we may see a little bit more of Jeremiah Moon. Alex Highsmith is out with his groin. He hasn't practiced all week. Isaac Siamalu, however, with his pec, did have a full practice both Wednesday and Thursday, which means signs are looking pretty good to get Siamalu back in the lineup on Sunday night. Michael Pruitt, the tight end with his knee, he did not practice. Cordella Patterson with his ankle, he did not practice all the way through yesterday, which isn't good. Keanu Benton with his ankle, he was at full practice, so he should be fine. Cam Hayward, he had another one of these resting days off. Does this guy when does he work?
I don't know.
Remember all last week he was out with resting? That was
Yeah.
he was on the injury report, but it was
Hmm.
resting.
Yeah. Like he has that kind of work life balance schedule that I wish I could adopt. I love it. You work when you want to work, man. He shows up his one day a week, does his job adequately, and then gets paid as an exceptional employee. This man has hacked the code.
You ain't kidding.
Yeah.
And he has
Like,
everyone believing he's one of the best tackles
yeah.
in the league.
Yeah. And like I never had a problem like when Ben would get those rest days because he didn't need to pray. He's one of those guys that didn't need to practice all the time. You know what you're gonna get out of him.
Uh,
Cam.
Mike, I got
Mm,
one more guy, and then you're gonna wait.
yeah, I'm sorry.
You're
I'm sorry.
no,
I'm
you're gonna
sorry.
like where this goes next because just give me a sec. And then Larry Ogunjobi, he had limited practice with his groin, so we are beat up. Roman Wilson is not on this list. However, I could just see on game day at game time them saying that he's not playing
Yeah.
today
Mm-hmm.
because that seems to be happening more often than none with Mr. Roman Wilson. But we are seeming to get a little bit more healthy, just a little bit. This next one here, Mike. Now the PFF, you know how we feel about the PFF here, but
Yeah.
just listen to this. This is the first quarter defensive all pro team. Now, this
Mm-hmm.
is AFC and NFC alike together on one team. PFF's first quarter of the season defensive all pro team. This includes TJ Watt,
Yep.
Deshaun Elliott,
Yep.
and Cam Hayward.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Hayward, better than every tackle in the league, according to PFF.
No, no.
Also on this list is Aiden Hutchinson, the edge from Detroit,
Mm-hmm.
Dexter Lawrence, defensive lineman from the Giants, Fred Warner, of course, the linebacker from San Francisco,
Beast.
Quincy Williams, linebacker from the Jets, Christian Benford, cornerback from Buffalo, DJ Reed, cornerback from the Jets, Xavier McKinney is a safety from Green Bay, and finally Marlon Humphrey. Everybody knows him from Baltimore.
Oh yeah.
So in this list of overachievers, if you will, to start off the season, the first quarter of the year, quarter of the way through, already, can you believe it? Here it is, and it says Cam Hayward is
I
one of the top tackles in the league.
no. I he fell on a guy last week to get a sack. I thought his best game was that Denver game. But everything else, he'll flash a play here or there.
Everybody
But
has a good game
everyone
against
can
Denver.
flash a play here or there. He has not been consistent for a while. We were watch that Indy game back when he got double teamed. He just stood there like this, holding on to the guys, not moving his legs, nothing. The play's going on. Like, yeah, you're occupying two blockers, but try and push the pile, try and throw the guys off. You do something. I think he's just vastly inconsistent. Like, not gonna lie, he had a great second half of it against Denver, but the game where he supposedly had six pressures, I didn't see it, but no. He's playing better than I thought he would. He's playing better than he has the past two seasons. But to say he's the best D tackle, one of the best DNs right now, no, because
Like I
it's not
seen Jalen
consistent.
Carter literally in the little period of time I've seen the Eagles play, he looked better in that short period of time than Cam Hayward did through the
Yeah,
first 4 games of the season. And that's just one guy that just off the top of my
yeah,
head, Cam Hayward's better than him.
yeah, yeah.
No way.
I thought against the Chargers he played lights out from start to well, not from start to finish. He warmed up. Cam Cam is playing really well the second half of the game, but that first half of those games he's not playing well, and that's what's frustrating to me because you see what he did the second half Denver, against the Colts even in that Chargers game, but it's not a 60-minute effort out of him anymore. I want to. I don't know. To me, he's not what he once was. I know we go on about all the time, but he's skating by name recognition right now and a few highlights that everyone keeps sharing. Go back, what's the all 22 footage from start to finish. The overall picture is not that impressive. It's impressive in the second half of the games when everyone else is playing better around him. He's not elevating anyone. He's not making
Well, let's put it
linebackers
into
better.
perspective. 2
It's
games ago, or the second game, you mentioned the Broncos. We were facing a rookie.
yeah.
And then you mentioned the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
We shortly after the game started, we're facing Tyler Henneke. So, the games where he has good games,
Yeah.
it's backup quarterbacks who held onto the ball a little too long. We should be talking, getting ready for the Steeler game,
Yeah.
but I just had to throw this out
Well,
there because again, Mike, they stuck him in as
yeah.
the best defensive tackle after one quarter of
Well,
the season, and I just don't see it.
yeah, even like last week, they were saying, "Oh, he's going to go up against a rookie or a second-year player. He should feast."
And
He
he
did
didn't
not.
feast on the
He
rookie,
didn't.
or he didn't feast on
No,
the 40-year-old quarterback.
no. And then I was going through the Cowboy roster. I'm looking at their interior line. outside of Zach Martin, this is a young offensive line. Their center's a rookie. The guard, I believe, is a second-year player, and the right tackle is a rookie. He should, on paper, dominate from start to finish. And if he doesn't, that's worrisome because he should set the tone early because he's going up against an inferior opponent on the offensive line against him. Same thing against Indy. Indy had a good offensive line, but the guy that he was going to go up against was not that good. He should be, if they line him up correctly, get him away from Zach Martin and let him dominate. Flip him onto a
Again,
different side.
let's
He
wait
needs
till
to
they
dominate.
play. Let's wait till they play Philadelphia. Let's wait till they play Kansas City. Let's wait till they play division teams. This is where you're going to see. This is where you're going to see what we're talking about generally from week to week when we talk about Cam Hayward. You're just not going to see the production. Again, these weren't great teams we played in the first month. Again, these were backup quarterbacks we played through the whole first month. So, Mike, enough being negative. Let's talk some good stuff here.
Yeah.
Chris Boswell was named the AFC Special Teams Player of the Month of September, joined with Josh Allen being the the AFC Offensive Player of the Month, and Kyle Vanoy from the Baltimore Ravens was the Defensive Player in the Month for September. So those are the after the again with the first quarter of the season, these are all your best players, the players of the month, your team, your defense of the month.
Yeah.
Do you agree with those three guys?
Yeah, Kyle Van Noy, I think he already has 6 sacks already. He had a whale of a game against Buffalo. I was actually shocked and surprised how well he's been playing this year. He's one of those guys, you watch him play, you're like, oh, good player, but I did not expect this out of him, how dominant he has been this year with Baltimore. So I'm not surprised. Josh Allen, not surprised as well. Bozzy, yeah, well deserved. He should, best kicker in the league.
On the board, I want to say welcome back to Spice Creation. She says Cam is doing well. I don't know what y'all are looking at, and then
What's
also I get
I know, I'm sorry.
it's positive
It
Friday.
is positive Friday. Like he's playing well in the second half. It's just the start is slow.
If you would, I also Jen says fantastic, congratulations to Boz. You have to put it what we're saying in the perspective because from week to listen, Spice.
Week to week.
Do you really think that he's been the best defensive tackle in the league to this point? That's all I'm asking. I'm not going to say he didn't play well. He played well. Again, he played against 2 rookie quarterbacks and 2 backup quarterbacks. Got to put that into consideration. And again, you look around the league, he was the top guy. Basically, what this list is saying that he was the top guy in the league, and I don't think he was the top guy in the league.
Not
But
saying
I do.
I think he's playing better than I expected him to, and for the amount of money he's being paid, I expect more. I hold Watt to the same standard. Over into hockey, I hold Crosby to
Right.
the
And
same
you know what?
standard.
And
Expect
that's the
more out
thing,
of him.
Spice. I would not hesitate to say the same thing about TJ Watt or about anybody else on the team. But I do respect your opinion. She says everybody's
Yeah,
start is slow, and especially if
it's
you're a
true.
Pittsburgh fan, there's not one of
We're
our
used to
teams that is
that.
not a
Yeah,
slow starting
yeah.
squad.
Like
So
I want Cam to be the best D tackle in the league because he's on my team.
absolutely.
I want him to.
I would love to go on and on about how great he's doing. I just don't see it personally, but again, it's all good.
Yeah,
Um,
as long as we're
also,
winning, I love Cam.
Also, this one here is pretty interesting, pretty cool. The Elsie Greenwood and Andy Russell, they
Yes.
advanced to the next stage in the seniors category for the 2025 Hall of Fame class. Mike, Elsie Greenwood or Andy Russell, do either of these two land in the Hall of Fame next year?
Yes, definitely. I think Elsie definitely. He should have been in a long time ago. He he was one of the most dominant defensive linemen in the 70s, but got overlooked by Mean Joe Green. Andy Russell, I I wouldn't I wouldn't be opposed to him going into Hall of Fame. I thought he was one of the better players of the Steelers from the 60s and 70s. Put him in just because he's Steeler. Hell yeah, go in. But
Yeah.
for LC Greenwood, he should already be in the Hall of Fame. And that's just what's frustrating. He should have been in 10, 15, 20 years ago. Get him in now. Do the right thing.
Yeah, I think the LC is going to get in this. I got a
Yeah.
vibe.
Like
I got a
he
vibe
was
because this
just
is
such
on
a
the
damn good player.
this is on the
Veterans committee.
senior category.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
If anybody should be in there, I think somebody off the steel curtain defense. Spice says no, but who's expecting him to be the best at this point in his career? And that's the point, Spice. I think the fact that we ended up paying him all that money
Yeah.
is really what's not setting well with people, because he is where he is in his career. He can actually opt out of his 3 years at any point and retire. He got all of his money up front. I just, again,
It I don't
we
know.
listen. We could have brought in a younger player who could have been more productive and been paying them a lot less money. Where that money would have been freed up, we could use elsewhere. Maybe a wide receiver too. Maybe somewhere else where we need. Instead, we gave him a large sum of money to play half as good as he potentially was through his career. That's where the problem is with me. Again, you could have made the situation better. You could have got a younger guy who's more active, could get, just quicker, faster at that point in his career, and paid him a lot less money. But again, also she says we can also say TJ did get shut down. No two ways
he
about it.
did. He was
There's
invisible
no two
last
ways
week.
about it. He was
Oh
invisible.
yeah.
And how many times during the game you're thinking, where's TJ at?
Yeah,
Where's he
yeah.
at?
We were watching that a lot. I think we even talked about that Monday, even like on the thumbnail. Like I was like, where was Walt? Where was Hayward? Like the two guys that are getting paid, like the two of the top three paid guys on the team. I expected way more out of Watt. You compared the two in that game last week. Hayward had the better game.
And Mike,
He,
just for the record, how many playoff wins does this team have with TJ Watt and Cam Hayward?
0.
So think about it that way, guys. These two guys,
Yeah,
especially Cam Hayward, has been on this team for a very long time, and this team has zero
yeah.
playoff wins since they both. Can you blame it on them? No, I
No,
mean
no. But their
bits and pieces.
performances, like
But if they were
Kate,
the superstars that they are, Cam Hayward,
yeah,
these players would have came through in big time situations, and we would have won at least one.
yeah,
One. We
like
haven't won one playoff game in what,
yeah.
8 years?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and I know like in the Kansas City game, they were both responsible for that big touchdown that started. We jumped
Like
out to
people
that
don't even
quick
remember that
lead.
game. Nobody knows what you know what I mean.
Yeah, but like they had those key
People don't
moments,
even.
and then everyone just offense defense, crap the bed. It was bad. I don't know if they won more, had more playoff wins, I'd be less harsh on those two guys. I would be way
Because
less
that's what
harsh.
matters. You could be regular season
Yeah.
champions every year,
Oh
but that
yeah.
gets you nothing.
Yeah, like I like Ben's one of my all-time favorite Steelers, and every time we lost a game, I was like, "Hey, dude, you have to do more too." So it's just their position, their profile, their salary. I just want more out of them. But
Even like
if
Russell
we were
Wilson.
paying him 10 million less for Cam, I'd be happy with the
Let me
production
ask
I'm
you this.
getting.
I mean, if we're crushing on Wilson, you could always say the guy has a Hall of Fame career. He's going to the Hall of Fame. He won a Super Bowl, of course. But do you want him playing at this point? The guy is
Mm-mm.
older. He had a stiff calf for what, 2 months now?
Yeah,
So I mean, you have to look at what can you do for me now, and right now,
yeah.
I'm not getting it from Cam. But listen, again, we're going into game week, and I don't want to keep getting back to being
Yeah,
negative, Mike. Don't
but I do
get out
think
of my way, Mike.
I know I do think Cam is going to have a whale of a game this week. It's in Pittsburgh prime time, the defense. This is when like this team gets juiced up and jacked up and ready
All
to
right, she
go.
gets it.
These
Stop
prime time
piling
games.
on.
I'm just saying.
I don't want you pissing everybody off on
No,
a Friday again, and you know
I'm
how it
not.
is.
I'm hyping myself
All
up for
right,
Cam because I want him to have a good game.
get this, guys. Right after this, we're going to get into the Dallas Cowboys Steeler game and the talk leading up to keys to winning, all these great things. But first, did you guys check this? See this story? James Harrison and Chad Ocho Cinco Johnson to fight in an exhibition MMA bout ahead of the Super Bowl this year. Anybody see this?
Chad,
I
back out now, please. Please back out.
Let me read
I
that
don't
one
want to
more
see you
time. I
die.
just seen this before I came on, and I thought this is great. James
I,
Harrison and Chad Ocho Cinco Johnson, of course, the former Bengal, to fight in an exhibition MMA bout ahead of the Super Bowl. It's been agreed on. Both of these former players agreed, and it's going to happen. This isn't like Mike Tyson and Logan Paul or Jake or whoever it is.
whichever, Paul.
And it is going to be next month that fight takes place. So that's definitely not gone. But guys, what do you think about that? James Harrison, Chad Johnson, Spice says Ocho trying to get killed. I agree. I
I
mean,
think he is.
don't get me wrong. I mean, Chad Johnson's a top class athlete, and for Christ's
Yeah.
sakes. But going up against the Silverback dude, he's going to kill him. He's going
Yeah.
to kill him.
Debo looks like he can still play. Chad looks
Exactly.
like he's in very much enjoying retirement.
Yeah.
No,
Uh,
Chad, please, please, for the love that is all holy, please don't. You're
I
one
want
of
to
the
see
few
it though.
Bengal players I liked watching play. Don't die. Don't
Yeah.
martyr yourself.
But isn't that something?
That
Uh,
I'm not gonna lie. I'll watch it.
have you seen any of them interviews that they do, like with the Steelers? And like right now, Steelers that are playing are asking questions, and they were I forget what they were asking James Harrison, and he just looked at the guy, and the dude stood up and walked away because he was so intimidating just to sit there across from him and look eye to eye with him.
Yeah,
Can you imagine stepping into the
yeah.
ring with that dude?
No. Yeah, because like those players were like, I was intimidated. I was afraid. And these
Yes.
are guys that are active now. And Chad Johnson's going to try and fight this guy. It's going to be like Ivan Draco versus Rocky Balboa, and or Apollo Creed, and Ocho's playing the part of Apollo Creed. R.I.P. Chad.
I also do want to say good morning to Phil the Steel. Phil the Steel says, I'm like that guy who wants Mr. Tambourine Man to play a song for me. Come on Sunday. I hear
I
that.
can't. I'm ready for the game right now. I can't wait.
Jen says that's ridiculous. 85 hits the floor at 85 miles per hour. You
Mm-hmm.
know what?
Yeah,
I don't want to rush the time to get to the Super Bowl, but I want to see it
I
like
kind of
right
want
now.
to
I want
see
to see this
this.
fight right now.
Yeah.
But yes, Mike Tyson and the Paul guy, they go at it next month. So that's gonna be
Yeah.
fun. We'll be certainly talking about that as it gets closer.
The Rock versus Chris Rock. That's what it would look like.
I know. I guess you just wouldn't want him to get a hold of you. If you're Ocho Cinco, use your long ass arms because
Yeah.
if Harrison
Well,
gets a hold of you,
that's what offensive linemen always try to do to Harrison, and he just dip and rip him. He's it's. I want to see this.
Mike, I want to know what your keys to the game is for Sunday night. Of course, the Steelers do host the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football this weekend to cap the weekend at least through Sunday. Mike, what's the keys that the Steelers need to win this game over the Cowboys?
I say it every week. I feel like battle of the trenches on both sides of the ball. Make them one dimensional. Yeah, the pass defense got tore up a little bit last week against Indy, but the Cowboys have the worst rushing attack in the league. They pass more than anyone else in the league. If you can shut down their passing attack, and it's hampered because they only have CD Lamb, the rest of their receivers and tight ends are a bunch of randomly generated players on Madden. You can shut down CD Lamb, you win this game. So double team CD Lamb in this controlled line of scrimmage. It should be a victory. I know everyone's talking up the Cowboys. I'm seeing a lot of places saying that they Cowboys should handle us, but no. We shut down CD Lamb. This game is a win.
The prediction I'm seeing are leaning in the way of the Steelers. Everything that I've seen so far, there has been Cowboy predictions to win. However, it's certainly it's more in way of the Steelers. Mike, well, let me ask you: when the Steelers have the ball with the porous offensive line that they're playing with right now, however, they may have Malu back.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when the Steelers are on offense, what do they need to do to ensure they get some points?
I want to see them do that more of that read option. We saw it last week. Got the touchdown. Last week, Dallas had no answer for the read option. Yes, it's Lamar Jackson, and yes, it was or a couple weeks ago when the Baltimore and Dallas played. Yeah, we don't have Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, but we still have Justin Fields, Najee Harris. Those guys can make it happen. Run that read option. Let Fields get out there, use his legs. Let Najee pound it up the middle. They had like Dallas was struggling to stop it against Baltimore. I think we can do the exact same thing. I want to see more of that, and then don't be afraid to throw on this team, man. There were their top corner might be out. And also Jerome Bland's out. They have a weak secondary.
They're
Don't be
beat up.
afraid.
You think
Yeah,
we're beat
don't
up? They're beat up
they're
too.
beating up worse than we are. Don't be afraid to throw the ball against them. Let Justin Fields air it out.
They have a lot
You
of
know
skill
what?
positions on both sides of the ball that are injured. Where
Yeah.
it's in the trenches.
Hmm.
We could get by with the skill players we have. Our
Yeah.
guys are all in the trenches. It seems like that are hurt.
Yeah.
I do want to welcome Brian to the show as always. Good morning to you, sir. Brian says James Harrison is tough. Just ask his baby mama.
Oh, snap. Oh,
um,
I thought it was just going to go left unsaid.
yeah, that also, let's see what
Oh,
else. Phyllis still says just make Dak rush the passes. We'll throw picks like Roma.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, I think we do have an advantage here. I think, of course, we are 3-1. They have one less win. They have a lot of injuries. We have a lot of injuries as well. Again, there seem to be more skill players on both sides of the
Yeah.
ball, where ours appear to be in the trenches. And if we get Malu back, I think that is big. Getting your most veteran offensive lineman. Again, the guy played in the Super Bowl. The guy is really really good. So I'd like to see him back. And I also, again, Mike, nowhere on these lists Roman Wilson's name pops up.
Yeah.
Does he pop up for the does he play Sunday?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what they're
What's the
doing with
deal
him.
with the what's the
And they keep
deal?
saying, oh, he needs to be able to, get up to speed and everything. Yeah, the game speed might not be there right away, but he needs to see that action. Get him in there. It's frustrating because you see what we have elsewhere in that receiving room. He's so much better than all those guys, even as a rookie. And I can say that just not even seeing him playing the pros, he's got to be better than Van Jefferson, Scotty Miller.
Mike, there's
Put him in
Spice just
there.
made a comment about what you've been saying all week with the zone, the weak zone, and that you want them to get out of that zone at some point.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Like,
why did
man,
they never
just
make that
play some man
adjustment?
to man.
Why did they never make that adjustment during the game?
I don't know. I honestly cannot tell you because I understand running it with against Richardson so guys can peel off of their zone and stop him if he rushes. But you're playing Joe Flacco. He can pick you apart in the zone, and we saw it. You go
Yeah,
to man, you know, disrupt their rhythm on offense, and I don't know why they delayed to do it because we
Mike,
saw.
it appeared to me. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say we made adjustments the first three games. This one, we just decided we're not going to
Well,
make
and the sad
adjustments.
part about it was they prepared for Anthony Richardson. He only played a drive, if that. And it
Yeah,
seems like they continue to play the defense that they
yeah,
prepared for
yeah.
Anthony Richardson on Joe Flacco, which you can't do.
Mhm.
Again, as you said, he's going to sit back or pick you apart. He's a veteran. He's a Super Bowl winner. I don't think he's one of the
Like,
greatest ever, but he's a damn good quarterback. So if you
yeah.
continue to play how you were expecting to play Anthony Richardson, who's a young, athletic, a
Mhm.
running quarterback, you can't apply that to a guy who could sit back and pick you apart in a zone.
Yeah.
Why that adjustment wasn't made through the
Yeah.
course of the game, I have no idea.
Yeah. Like this week they got to play man, and they got to get hands on CD Lamb at the line, try and jam him. He's strong, he can fight through him, but anything to disrupt his rhythm and rotate a safety over top. Don't think our guys can cover him one on one. They can, but CD Lamb is too good. He will win some of those matchups, and if he does, that can be the turning point of the game. That's why I want to shut him down, double team him. Then you still have Dante Jackson or Joey Porter Jr. to shut down one on one their second guy. Now you're relying on your third receiver to win the game.
Let me
That's old school Bill Belichick coaching right there. Do something like that.
let me finish Brian's comment. I just finished reading it as I was going through and it kind of went a different direction. He did say James Harrison asked his baby's mama, and he said the Rooney's backed Harrison. Brian says, I hope 85 knocks him the F out. I didn't know that's where that comment went, but that's interesting, an interesting take. And again, Ocho Cinco, top world class athlete. These guys are not punks. Look at Le'Veon Bell. I think that dude could probably him being in the MMA style fighting as well,
Yeah,
boxing, things like this. So it's going to be interesting. I just you just assume
yeah,
that Debo's going to kill him, but I guess you can't. You have to wait. Got to wait and see.
yeah. Oh, I'm looking at the depth chart to answer Jen's question about who Wilson would go, whose place he would take away from because you need for special teams. I keep Scotty Miller because he's one of the gunners, and you also have James Pierre who came back as a gunner. I'd bench Van Jefferson for a game,
Oh,
and
I'd
put
bench
and put
Van
Wilson
Jefferson
in there.
anyway.
Yeah, and I put Wilson in there and see what happens because you're not getting the production out of Van Jefferson. I'd rather have Wilson in there, and
And what
whatever I get
happens
out
every
of him
time
is a
the ball
plus.
gets into Scotty Miller's hand? He catches the ball, he turns upfield, he at least
Yeah,
makes he picks up positive offensive yards.
yeah.
I wouldn't mind that as Mike if Scotty Miller did get a little bit more. And who did you say?
Like move Van to the
Van.
bench.
Yes.
Yeah, dress Wilson because you have James Pierre and Scotty as your gunners on special teams. I think that's how I would kind of maneuver the roster right there, just off the top of my head. Yeah, because I like the production you're getting out of Calvin Austin at receiver when he gets the chance. Like Jen said on punt return, I think he's doing well back there. You're not gonna. It's not college. I want these guys to get 20-yard returns, but I'll take the 9 yards he's getting on punt returns. I love it. So yeah, that's the move I would make right there. Van Jefferson out, Wilson in.
Around the AFC North, guys, this weekend, let's see if we can get a little healthy. Cleveland Browns coming into the game with the Washington Commanders with the 1-3 record. The Browns are. This game is 1 o'clock on Sunday. The Washington Commanders are playing up. They're certainly overachieving this year in first place in the NFC East. Or yes, of course, the division with the Cowboys and the Eagles. The Washington Commanders are surprisingly right up top. Also, the other game in the division this weekend, guys, is the 2-2 Ravens will be traveling to the 1-3 Bengals. I believe this is the first inter-division game
I
in the AFC North so
think
far this
so.
year. The Ravens at the Bengals, that is also 1 o'clock. And then, of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers will be Sunday night against the Dallas Cowboys. I believe the Cowboys are coming in with a 2-2, Steelers coming in with a 3-1. Mike, it's time to do some over or under. You ready?
I'm ready until that last over under.
All right, here we go, guys. Over or under Justin Fields, one half of a touchdown thrown. One half of a touchdown thrown, Mike. This means that is he going to throw a touchdown this week, or is he not
Oh,
going to throw a
I'm
touchdown this
I'm
week?
taking I'm taking the over.
Over on that?
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
taking the over.
Justin Fields, a half a touchdown run. He has, I think, three of them so far this year. Mike, this weekend, does he get a running touchdown or no?
He does.
All right. Najee Harris, a half a touchdown run. Does he get a touchdown running or not?
Mm, yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Pat Fryermuth, 5 catches. Does he get 5 catches? Pat Fryermuth, over or under?
Hmm. I'm gonna take the over. I think he's due for a breakout game.
Van Jefferson, 1.5 catches. Mike, over or
Under,
under?
under, under,
George Pickens, a half a touchdown.
under.
All right. And finally, the last offensive over or under is offensive Steeler turnovers. It's still turnover by the Steelers offense. Mike, it's at 1.5. Over or under? Steelers give up a turnover.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the over.
So at least two. You think there'll be at least two turnovers by the Steelers? All right.
Oh,
Over
two. Oh no, under then. My bad, my bad. There's gonna be at least one turnover, not two.
defensive turnovers. Let's go over to the defensive side of the ball. Defensive turnovers, Mike, 1.5. We cause more or less than one and a
Oh,
half turnovers against Dallas.
we're gonna be picking Dak off left and right.
All right. Cam Hayward, a half sack. He is. Uh, is
I'm
Cam Hayward going to get is he going to get a sack or no?
Yes, as much as I was disparaging him early in the game, I think he is. I think
Okay.
Sunday Night Football, man's going to be fired up and ready to go.
TJ Watt, half sack as well, Mike. Is he going to get a sack or not?
Yes, he is. Yes, he
All
is. Those
right.
two are going to have a bounce back performance.
Joey Porter Jr., a half of an interception, which means is he going to get his first interception or is
Yes,
he not?
I think he is going to get his first interception today.
You're awfully optimistic today. I don't
I
know.
I've been optimistic all week about the
I know.
Steelers. So
And finally, Mike, the one that everybody dreads, but we continue to do. Maybe we shouldn't. A half of devastating injury, which means a big starting player goes down for a serious amount of time. Mike, we've seen it every week. We've seen it since the beginning of preseason. Does it continue Sunday night at Acrisure Stadium when the Pittsburgh Steelers host the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football? Will there be a starter that goes down with a big injury?
no, we come
No.
out of this game healthy.
All right. Might be the first game all year.
Yeah, yeah, he's honoring like Taylor's number 24 there.
You ain't kidding.
She
That's what.
like that was like his same issue at Penn State too. Like he'd shut you down, the ball hit him in his hand, and it's like me out there trying to catch. It's not pretty.
And I've seen that. You're right. So there you go. That is the over and unders for the game this Sunday. You guys want to do? Hey, you guys want to do something fun real quick? before we move on,
I've been having fun all day. So yeah,
because
let's
we
keep it
got
rolling.
about 20 minutes left. Guys on the board, I got something fun, something special we're going to do today. I have in my hand right here. Let's do this. I have a $25 Dick's gift card in my hand. Let's have a pop quiz. Basically, what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask you a question. If anybody comes up with it, put it on the board. Whoever, if multiple people come up with the answer, it'll be the first one to come up with it, and we will send you a $25 Dick's gift card. You can spend it on Steeler gear, whatever you want. We'll send it right to you for free. Here we go. Mike, you're not allowed to answer. All right, so everybody on the board, this is for $25 Dick's. I hope you like Dick's sporting goods. Here we go. Which former Steelers first round pick appeared on the Two Dumb Yinzers show earlier this year? Brian on the board, you're not allowed to answer, of course.
Oh,
Well, but I mean, he's on the show often.
I know. Yeah.
The question of the day is this: which former Steelers first round pick appeared right here on the Two Dumb Yinzers show earlier this year? This is for a $25 Dick's gift card. You could take it to Dick's. You could shop online. You could get all kind of cool Steeler stuff. So if anybody on the board has the answer, take the duration of the show if need be. However, you get the answer, put it up. And if multiple people get it, we have to go with the first person. But the question one more time is which former Steeler first round pick appeared on the Two Dumb Yinzers show earlier this year? Brian says, haha, that's fair. I know the answer. Spice says Herbig. All right, that is not correct. So, guys, you can continue to try throughout the show. Hell, you can even go back and look through the episodes if you'd like. But the correct answer will get you a $25 Dick's gift card. You're absolutely right. He was not a first round pick. Herbig was not, but this person was a first round pick, and he was on this show earlier this year. Mike, I'm getting into a couple other things here. College football this weekend, guys. The Pitt Panthers back in action with the number 4 most powerful offense in the country, and also the 7th most offensive yards per game with 522 yards per game. The Pitt Panthers will be going to North Carolina. Yeah, I mean, don't give no hints away. Not yet, anyway. Let's see. So the Pitt, they're back in action tomorrow. They're going to take their 4-0 record. They're going to try to become 5-0 when they do play the North Carolina football team down in North Carolina. That is tomorrow at noon. Also tomorrow at noon, the Penn State Nittany Lions, they will be hosting the UCLA Bruins. That's at noon as well. Ohio State sitting at number 3. They'll be hosting Iowa. One thing I noticed about Ohio State, guys, Mike, they're always at home. Do these guys ever get a road game?
Doesn't feel like it. No.
They've been at home all year so far.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Ohio State, they're taking on Iowa. That game's at 3:30 tomorrow for Brian's West Virginia Mountaineers. They're at Oklahoma State, which is a 4 o'clock p.m. amongst a million other games that will be on tomorrow. And that is the college football. Again, the big one for me will certainly be the Pitt game at North Carolina, 12 o'clock start. This one hurts. Pittsburgh Pirates screwing things up even when it's not time to play. They missed a big opportunity because the Cincinnati Reds is hiring Terry Francona as their manager. That's right. Terry Francona from right here in my backyard where I'm sitting now. He literally grew up in the same exact town. He coached the Phillies. He coached the Red Sox to the World Series a couple times. He took the Indians to the World Series. And now he's going to be coaching the Cincinnati Reds. A article by John Perrotta I was reading last night. He had said if he's a local writer, a local sports guy, he had said that if the Pirates would have just picked up the phone and called him, Terry Francona would have certainly considered being the Pirates manager again. Look at everywhere he went. He won in Philly. He won 2 World Series in Boston. He took the Indians to the World Series. Now he's going to be a rival Red head coach moving forward, Terry Francona. That would have been great. Ding, 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 ding. And we got a winner on the board. On the board, that is correct, Jen. Earlier this year, the number one Pittsburgh Steeler, number one, ninth overall in the 1989 draft, running back Tim Worley was on the show to talk draft with us right before the draft. Jen, you are the winner of $25, $25 gift card for Dick's. There it is, right there. Do me a favor, email us after the show. We will get information. We will send this out to you tomorrow, and it'll be there ASAP. So congratulations to Jen. Congratulations, Jen, on the Dick's $25 gift card giveaway. Great job. Great guy. He was
that was a great interview, man. He just was not afraid to talk about his successes and failures, and just it was just a great interview.
Thank you, Jen. No problem. Great job. And Brian also is related to Terry Francona, who's literally Brian's parents is from right here from where I'm broadcasting from. He says my dad was just asking me what he was up to, talking about Terry Francona. And as I said, we dropped the ball. The Pirates don't even have to play to mess up, and they did mess up because they did not give Francona a call. We're stuck with everything that we have, and the Reds will probably be in the World Series next year. So there you go, guys. Terry Francona is the new head coach of the Cincinnati Reds. What a kick in the nuts that is.
Oh, yeah, it's the damper of the day right there. But it's a typical Pittsburgh Pirates fashion.
Yeah. All right, guys, it's getting down to it. Let me jump into these last couple categories. The Pittsburgh Penguins, they won last night in the preseason. They beat the Columbus Blue Jackets 3-1. They play the second part of the home and home today, where Columbus makes the trek to Pittsburgh. That game is at 7:00 tonight. Penguins are 3-3. The Blue Jackets come in with a 4-3. Penguins open up on the 9th at home against the Rangers to kick off the regular season. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds, they have the Miami FC this week, and get down to Highmark Stadium to check out the Pittsburgh Riverhounds in the Miami FC. That is tomorrow at 7:00. And tonight there's going to be loads of high school football games. I will be checking out the Aliquippa game. Of course, that is Hall of Fame high school. More players out of Aliquippa than any other high school in the country.
They have more Hall of Famers than some college programs have produced in the NFL.
They do. It's true.
More than probably some NFL teams have. I got to look that up at some point.
Spice said she would have never gotten that. And Brian said, let's see, he said the Lions said they were taking him if Barry Sanders wasn't entering the draft. And he was a great pick. Tim Worley was a great pick. He had a few injuries. Once he started playing, there was a couple, not injuries, but issues. He had a fumbling issue, we found out, and a couple other things along the way. But still, great interview. He was a great guy. I loved having him as a Steeler. And as I was a younger person, he was one of my favorite Steelers. Too. So, again, Tim Worley was the answer to today's question that got Jen the $25 gift card from Dick's Sports. We will have that sent to her as soon as the show's over. Again, do contact us via email after the show. Where's P? I thought I seen P pop up on the board somewhere.
He did.
Where was he at? I missed him. There he
popped up somewhere.
Ohio's premier American
Yes, it is, baby.
Destination.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah, especially Western Ohio.
Oh, it's the best. No, it's not. Never come no one. There's no reason anyone should go to Ohio. I live there. I hate it's no.
I do too, John. Them Lions uniforms from the other night, they were sharp.
Oh, the black ones with the
blue helmet.
Oh yeah, those were nice. I miss the Thursday night color rush uniforms that every team would wear when they play a Thursday night game.
I always like the ones that were they had all white. It's like that's not even a color. What are you gonna do? How you gonna wear all white on Color Rush?
Yeah.
Mike, why don't you go and tell everybody about the website, man?
The twodumbyinzers.com. Head on over there, everyone. The blog is back up and running. I had the one up there yesterday talking about why Justin Fields should be the starter from here on out. We got the merch store, and we have all of our social media links over there. So check it out at the twodumbyinzers.com.
Go check it out, everybody. www.the2dumbyinzers.com. That's www.the2dumbyinzers.com.
I thought in honor of Derpy not being here, we would just do the shout out over to Derpy, and we would wait for silence. And that's how he normally talks anyway. And we would just carry on with the show.
That would have been hilarious. But you know what's even weirder? As you were saying that, Derpy literally texted me, and it's popping up on my one screen, and it says I'll be back Monday. He literally said that as you were saying that about him. Unbelievable, actually.
I'm
Guys,
kind of afraid he might have my house bugged.
you never know. All right, guys. Yeah, you never know when somebody covers their face all the time. You know what I mean? You don't know what they're up to.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Shifty.
John says, "Thanks, guys. Find Derpy and leash him again." Right? You remember the old dog catchers, like on TV? They had the big net where they just walked around with that big net.
I'm about to get like one of those tracking chips that you can with your dog, get it put into his neck, so I know
Like
where he is at all
like
times.
an RFID chip.
Yeah, yeah.
Chip Derpy.
I want to know. I want to get like a GoPro and put it on Derpy, so people follow their pets throughout the day. We should do
And
that
you know
with
what else we got
Derpy.
to do? We got to get him one of them lampshades for around his neck. That way he can't gnaw at it to try to get it out.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, guys. Question of the day.
Poor
This is, of
Derpy.
course, the last Dallas Cowboys trivia question of the week. What we do here on the Two Dumb Yinzers every week is whoever the Steelers are playing, we will ask trivia questions about the opposing team all week long. This is the question of the day, guys. Final Dallas Cowboys. Guys on the board, play along. People at home, Mike, put on your thinking cap. Here we go. Who? Who was named Super Bowl 30 MVP? Of course, this was in 1995-96. The Steelers Cowboys going at it again to Sunday night. All I need to know is who the MVP of that Super Bowl was. That is the question of the day. I could give you a hint. You want a hint?
No.
It wasn't Neil O'Donnell. Neil O'Donnell was not the Cowboys MVP.
Hot route, Andre Hastings. Hot route.
Despite what you believe, Neil O'Donnell was not the MVP. Question of the day: who was named Super Bowl 30 MVP between the Steelers and Cowboys on January 28th, 1996 in Tempe, Arizona? Go ahead and think that over for a moment, Mike. We are live. We're live 5 days a week right here, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on YouTube. All right, so guys, the question of the week is this. Who was named Super Bowl 30's MVP between the Steelers and the Cowboys? I'm looking for the MVP, and no, it was not Neil O'Donnell. On the board, John says the dude who made the INT. Vice says Larry Brown. Brian says Big Lar Brown. P says Emmett. Michael, some different options there. Do you agree with what these guys are talking or what they're saying, or do you want to go on your own? And
Larry Brown.
Larry Brown.
Yep.
Not to be mistaken for the former basketball coach, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, not the same guy. So here we go. The question of the day is this: Who was named the Super Bowl 30 MVP between the Steelers and the Cowboys? Had some Larry Browns on the board. Also had an Emmett Smith on the board. John saying Brown. Mike, is that your final answer? Larry Brown?
Final answer.
All right, I'm going to lock you in. All right, one more time, guys. Who was named Super Bowl 30 MVP between the Steelers and the Cowboys in January of 1996? Mark Malone says O'Donnell's bookie. Mike, do you want to change your answer?
No, I'm good.
Yes, P. Yeah, absolutely. P. 76 former coach. I think he was actually also Indiana, maybe as well. But yes, that's certainly that guy. Mike, so Larry Brown is your number. That's your answer.
That's
All
my
right.
answer. Yeah.
The correct answer. What's that? The
No,
correct answer is. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
Larry Brown. Larry Brown did get the MVP. He did pick off both of those passes, and that is the correct answer. Good job. Good job, everybody on the board.
Right.
I seen something here. I got to jump back real quick.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
you're good.
P says Derpy moves like an unmotivated son-in-law from the 70s.
Oh my God, that's a good one.
That's hilarious. Like anything before we start getting ready to wrap it up for the weekend?
Uh, mm, yeah, I got like a complaint. It's not about sports or anything.
All right.
I don't know if it's a complaint or something that I really like. Like
All right.
movies are out, they're in the theater. You used to have to wait like what, 8, 9, 10 months for them to come out on the physical hard copy. Now movies are out in the theater for like a month, 2 months, and now you can get them at digital. I kind of like that. I love it. I don't like going to the movie theater anymore. I hate people. I hate being out in the public. And a lot of people complain like, "Oh, this is so stupid. It should still be in the theater." It's in the theater. You can go, or you can sit at the comfort of your own home and watch the movie at your own leisure. And I think I like that. That might be my old man take. I like staying at home and watching the
Is it
movie
leisure
on
or
my.
leisure?
I want British there, governor.
I've never heard anybody say leisure.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know why I said leisure,
Hmm.
but yeah, I am now firmly in the camp of give me my movies on digital as fast as you can, and I will buy that movie and watch it from the comfort of my own.
I don't hate going to the movies. You know what? I don't love going to the movies either, but I've always kind of felt that way. I'll wait till it comes out on
Yeah,
VHS. I'll wait till it comes out on DVD. I'll wait till it comes out,
yeah.
obviously, now on digital. I never loved it, but when you do go, it's kind of a fun time. You get your
It is
popcorn,
too.
you're sitting in there,
Yeah,
it's the environment.
it's that shared experience with
Yeah,
other humans, but I don't know. I just become more and more antisocial as I get older.
yeah, no, yeah, you do. Um,
Right?
this weekend, guys, today, just some of the things to remember. The Penguins will be in action tonight on the back end of the home and home against the Columbus Blue Jackets. That's at 7 o'clock, guys. Here, if you're here in the Western Pennsylvania area, a lot of football in the Whippeal going on tonight. High school football games going on all over the area. You can either get out to one of the high schools and check them out. Also, you can listen to them on the radio. Saturday, guys, you have college football all day long. The Pitt Panthers play at noon. Penn State plays UCLA at noon. Ohio State plays at 3:30. West Virginia, they play at 4. Also, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds are back in action tomorrow night. Get down to Highmark Stadium and see them play Miami FC. That game is at 7 o'clock tomorrow. And then, of course, Sunday, you have all kind of football all throughout the day through with the NFL. But the big game headlining the day is the Steelers and the Cowboys, two of the best franchises in the history of the NFL. They go at it Sunday night at Acrisure Stadium on Sunday Night Football. I cannot wait. We will be back Sunday morning on Brian's show. Of course, One Man's Opinion on Sports with Brian Pasquale. Every Sunday morning from 11 to 12 a.m., 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., he always has the Steeler pregame show at that particular time. Every Sunday, even if the games are night games, even if it's a Monday night game, the every Sunday morning at 11 o'clock, you could check him out right here on our channel, or you could go over to One Man's Opinion on Sports with Brian Pasquale's YouTube page and pull it up there. Any way you slice it, we will be on 11 o'clock with him on Sunday morning to talk all about the game leading up to. And also do check him out on Wednesdays. He is on the radio at WBVP 99.3 FM right here. And you can pull up on YouTube also there through the same, and it will come up, and you'll be able to pull up One Man's Opinion on Sports. Also, he is making these really awesome videos. They're these short videos that are getting very popular on YouTube. So go check out Brian over on One Man's Opinion on Sports, because he does have a lot of cool things as well, and he does a lot with the show, and I recommend him. So go check out Brian. A lot of good stuff going on over there. My last thing, Mike, is this. They put, get this, everybody, if you're not here in the Berg, this might be kind of interesting. I think it's kind of silly, but they put a Ferris wheel on the Roberto
Oh,
Clemente Bridge, which just spells disaster. I don't know. To me, the world that we live in now, having a Ferris wheel on the bridge, not to mention during Beer Fest here in Pittsburgh, you can now get loaded all day, go on a Ferris wheel on a bridge, no less. I can't. I mean that's got
I,
an episode of Rescue 911 written all over
yeah,
it.
yeah. I'm ready to see that bridge fall into, was it the Allegheny or the Mon? It's going to fall into either of those rivers. We're going to see it down at the confluence, only bad things are going to happen with this Ferris wheel. It does not look sturdy.
That
I did not. Yeah, it's on the bridge, P. It's
yeah,
I don't
on the
trust it.
bridge.
I
Matter
don't
of fact,
trust it.
when the show's over, go Google it real quick. You're gonna shit. But yes, there's a big ass Ferris wheel right on the Roberto Clemente Bridge that you could walk across to go right to PNC Park. If you've been to town, there it is. Beer Fest, Ferris wheels on bridges. What could go wrong? I agree with you, P. I couldn't agree more, actually. Let me just grab a couple of these comments, Mike, and then we're going to wrap it up for the weekend. O'Donnell was the prototype Big Ben. Helen Neanderthal DNA in the mix. I went to see the last Mission Impossible in the theater because Tom Cruise never disappoints. I was so disappointed. Also, Feel the Steel says, hey, back to the 85 versus 92 MMA fight. Yes. Here come the video shorts. I want to see the Karate Kid. Yeah. The Russo, gotcha. Let's see. John says every city in the world has a wheel now. I know. I think they're actually going to build it on. They're actually going to build one on the North Shore. Tube. Is that the one on the bridge, Mike?
Yeah, I'm trying to get it in. There
So
we
there you
go.
go. Look at Mike's screen. There is a Ferris wheel on a bridge.
Trust it.
It's
I do.
terrifying.
I do not trust that at all.
But that's what's going on downtown. But yeah, they also want to put Mike. They want to put a Ferris wheel right on the North Shore for all the time, so it's there all the time. So maybe
Eh,
as John's
I
saying,
don't
we
mind
will have
that.
that. Brian says it's the Allegheny River, Mike.
Yeah, I couldn't remember which one.
Bill Steele said Larry Brown, and then P says not on a bridge. Yeah, I mean it's crazy, guys. Once I seen that, and again, you got to add the fact that it is Beer Fest as well. Um, I
Only
just
bad things are going to happen on
yeah.
that bridge.
Mike, anything else for you before we take off, my man?
I got nothing. Everyone have a good weekend. Enjoy the Steeler game. I can't wait till Sunday. And remember, this is day 2 of 55 days in a row of nothing but football on TV. What more can
Absolutely.
you ask for?
I
What
couldn't
more
agree
can you
more.
ask for?
I do want to say thank you to everybody for coming and hanging out and checking us out today. We appreciate each and every one of you. We
Yes.
certainly wouldn't do it without you. Guys, I want to thank everybody on the board. You guys always keep things interesting. I want to congratulate Jen today. She did win the $25 Dick's gift card. She could go and spend it on whatever she likes. I see some Steeler gear in her future, but she did, in fact, get the answer correct today. It was Tim Worley. Tim Worley was the former first round pick of the Pittsburgh Steelers from 1989 that was on our show earlier this year at draft time. She got that correct. Congratulations. Mike, anything else, brother?
No, yeah, P, you're right. That's Darwin Award. There's gonna be a lot of award winners on that one. Jesus.
Yeah, keep
Oh,
Pittsburgh
that
in your
wheel.
prayers this weekend. But I do
Burn
believe
a
it.
candle, do something for this town.
But I do believe that is it, everybody. Again, enjoy the Steelers. Let's get enough support. Let's get these guys a win. They got the Cowboys coming to town on Sunday night. We will again be back with Brian on Sunday morning at 11 o'clock. Do check us out. You could pull it up right here, or again, you could go over to One Man's Opinion on Sports with Brian Pasquale and pull it up there as well. Always, Jen, thank you. We will see everybody on Sunday morning. Otherwise, we'll be back first thing Monday morning to talk about the Steeler game and all the NFL and sports that went down here in Western Pennsylvania throughout the weekend. Mike, that's it, man. You
That's
good?
it, man. I'm good. I'm ready for the game to start now.
Same here, everybody. So enjoy yourself. Stay safe. I want to see everybody back. I don't want anybody having any problems. Don't get on the Ferris wheels on a
Don't get
bridge,
stay
anything
off the
like this.
Ferris wheel.
So Mike at the Steeler Central Mobile Studio, myself, the two dumb Yinzers. Again, we'll be back first thing Monday. I
Oh,
believe
excuse
Derpy will
me.
be here Monday as well. Tune in to see Derp. But besides for that, everybody, again, Mike, myself, the two dumb Yinzers, everybody have a great weekend. Go Steelers, and we'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.